Here we go! Yeah, here we go! Wait, take
Cowboys. Throws back of the end zone. There's
What's up, everybody? Cowboys C3. I don't. Cheers, Blair. For real. Cheers. I don't even know what to say. I really don't. Even though on my last episode, I told everybody what was going to happen, I still like it's unbelievable. The more you look at it, the more you start to realize that nobody wants to put up with this shit. Nobody. And you can tell by the reaction of the fans this time that it's bad, right? You had some opportunities. Cheers, Larry. For real. You my boy. Been my boy for a long, long time. I appreciate you being here. You know, you had an opportunity, and there was a post, well, actually it's just a comment by Jerry on 105.3 The Fan a couple of weeks ago that said that, he would pay top dollar. He would not spare any expense if he knew what he was buying would bring him a Super Bowl. And sure, there's some guys that are available that were available. They were now because Ben Johnson just went to the Bears. That were available this offseason they had you pointed in the right direction, right? Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, hell, maybe even, Pete Carroll fit his coaching criteria. He wanted a coach that has won a Super Bowl. He wanted somebody that, is a respected coach, an older gentleman that has been coaching this game for a long time. You interviewed Leslie Frazier, Robert Saleh. Even though it went bad with the Jets, you began to realize that the Jets, the team is just a mess, right? And it's all led by Aaron Rodgers. And we've been knowing Aaron Rodgers, he keeps up a lot of drama anyway. That's just Aaron Rodgers. So, I really don't think it mattered who the coach for the Jets was. It was going to go bad regardless. Robert Saleh kind of took the blame for that, you know what I mean? And they let him go on about his way. And, you interviewed Deion Sanders. And, a lot of people wanted Deion Sanders to come in here and be the coach of the Cowboys. And, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And there was all these interviews and all this talk, and then all of a sudden you get this Brian Schottenheimer thing, and you're like, wait a minute, man. Brian Schottenheimer is a guy that's been a coordinator, for 24 years. You know what I'm saying? And has never got an opportunity to be a head coach because he's not that good of a coordinator. He's not. He's not a good coordinator at all. He's just not. You look at it. Look at it. There's nothing on here that he's done where he's been successful. It's all right here in your face. There's nothing that he's done to be successful. I was talking to a guy. He was commenting on the last video, and we were kind of going back and forth in a discussion. And he was like, his optimism. I admire him for his optimism. I do. I admire it. And he was like, we got to wait and see what happens. And I told him I can only go by facts. I can only go by what I see. You know what I'm saying? And what you see from Brian Schottenheimer is a quarterback's coach with the 28th ranked offense, where you had a Hall of Fame quarterback and he didn't look good when you were the offensive coordinator. And then you go to the Jets and you had one of the best defenses probably in NFL history, and you decided you wanted to stick with Mark Sanchez, and you wasted that time there. And then you went to the Rams and you finished 25th, 21st, and 21st in offense. Then you go to Georgia and you get the head coach fired with an 85th ranked offense. Then you go to Indianapolis as the quarterback's coach and y'all finish 30th in offense. And then you go to the Seattle Seahawks and you just refuse to let Russ cook, even though we all know Russ can cook. Then you go to Jacksonville and Trevor Lawrence's ass is just lost. He's still lost, can't find his way. You come to the Cowboys and it's the same results. There's nothing different, right? And now all of a sudden, he becomes the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. But I told y'all in the last episode, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Well, why am I not surprised? I tell you why I'm not surprised. Because first of all, I would have been surprised if Jerry would have hired somebody outside the organization. I told everybody, and I've been saying it for a long time, Jerry is getting up there in years. Jerry is not trying to build this relationship where I put my thumb on somebody and I keep it on somebody and you're going to do what I tell you to do. He's not trying to build that relationship with anybody else. He's not. Not as the head man. He's not trying to build that relationship. He's not. So what do? You hire within the organization. I watched a podcast from this dude last night. I watched him and I watched the whole thing. And I watched that dude blame Dak Prescott for the hiring of Brian Schottenheimer. First of all, let's just get this straight. Let's clear the water right now. There is not a man on God's green earth that has influential preference over Jerry Jones. Let's just get that out the way right now. There is no man that can tell Jerry Jones what to do. Nobody. Nobody in hell can tell Jerry Jones what to do. Nobody. Dak Prescott might have preferred for Brian Schottenheimer to be the head coach because he doesn't have to learn a new offense. So here we go again with this shit. The same offense since 2014. No creativity, no nothing. That's what it's going to be. It is going to be the same exact offense. There may be some different motions. There may be some different timing of play calls, but the same offense that was run at the end of Tony Romo's career and all the way through Dak's career is the same offense that the Cowboys are going to run with Brian Schottenheimer. It's the same thing. Nothing will be different. The only thing that is different about that offense is that the personnel has changed. The 88s have changed. That's it. That's what's different. I don't even know what the 40-year. I mean, yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right. Working on the 40-year plan. The longest tenured team in the NFC now without an NFC championship game. It is what it is. This is a desperate hiring. This is a hiring where you can't find anybody to put up with your bull jive. You cannot find anybody. You just don't want to win. You don't want to win. You do not want to swallow your pride and win. But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. What it would have been surprising is if Jerry would have came out and said, you know what? This shit's not working. You know what I'm saying? Let's go bring somebody from outside like Ben Johnson. That's going to bring some fire and excitement in this building. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to get this show on the road because I'm tired of winning. I'm tired of losing, and I just want to win before I check out. That's what I want to do. That's what would have been surprising. This hiring is not surprising. It's not surprising at all. This is a hiring where you can keep control of everything that's going on within the organization. That's what it is. You want your thumb on everything. You still want to prove Jimmy Johnson wrong, that you can build an organization and win a football and win a championship. And you have failed to do that. You have failed to do that. Keep seeing these posts where Jaden Daniels has 2 playoff wins and Dak Prescott has 2 playoff wins. Cowboys have 6 playoff wins in 30 years. What you expect? If you continue to hire bullshit coaching, you will get bullshit results. It's just what it is, man. And as soon that some Cowboy fans baffle me. You can't be that naive. You can't be that blind to see where the problem is with the Dallas Cowboys. You can't be. You cannot be that blind. We'll wait to the end of somebody's contract. We'll let everybody else get signed for money, and then we'll pay our player more money. They do it all the time. Did it with Dak Prescott. Dak ain't no $60 million quarterback, but that's the market, right? If you would have paid Dak last year, you could have got away with paying him $52 million a year. It ain't gonna be no playoffs. It's not gonna be any playoffs. And then the thing about it is that they could have fixed this. You had a golden opportunity to fix this. Your free agency list is long as hell because you mismanaged the contracts, right? And you got everybody becoming a free agent in the same year. You had an opportunity to clean house. You still have that opportunity. You have an opportunity to clean house. You have an opportunity to make some key signings and some key players and bring in some role players and make this team just make it stronger than what it was. Now, David, I understand what you're saying, but what evidence do you have to back up your statement? Because I'll show you mine. That's my evidence right there. My evidence tells me that Brian Schottenheimer is not going to do shit with this team. Nothing. Because he had a team. The Cowboys cannot field a team that's as good as the New York Jets. And they could not win. Their offense was horrendous. The only reason that they would make it to championship games is through the defense. Through the defense. The Rams had a pretty decent offense. Georgia, we all know what they do. He couldn't even do it in college. He couldn't do it. So what makes you think that he's going to do it in the NFL? I'm interested because there's nothing that shows me that he can. Nothing. Because he is the one, it has already been set in stone that he is the one that's going to call the plays. And every time he's had that opportunity in the past, he's failed at it. 21st in the NFL is the best any offense he's ever had is finished. I don't know. The players like him. The players like him. Everybody loves him. Everybody loves him. And there's no offense to Brian Schottenheimer because he's living out his dream. He wanted to be a head coach. He's been doing this shit for 25 years. By the time he became a head coach. But you earn those opportunities. And there's nothing in his past that has earned that opportunity. Nothing. Nothing at all. However, golden opportunity for Jerry Jones to put his foot on somebody's neck to coach his team. He doesn't value coaching. He doesn't. He does not value coaching at all. And that's evident by the head coaches that he's hired in the last 30 years. He doesn't value it. They interviewed Kellen Moore. I'm pretty sure Kellen Moore probably told them, thank you, but no thank you. I'm not dealing with that shit no more. I'm not doing it. There's too much to deal with. This ain't Michigan, though. Our offensive line is suspect. We ain't got no running backs. I just put a free agent list up last episode. Ain't no running backs. Rico Dowdle is a free agent. Ain't no running backs. Zeke is gone. He wasn't doing shit no way, but he gone. You don't have no running backs. How you gonna run the ball with no running backs? Your offensive line is suspect. You got one wide receiver. And your quarterback, every time he take off running, he rip his goddamn hamstring off his leg. How are you going to be successful? You have no player that can just blow the roof off the game. You have none, because CeeDee Lamb is triple covered every play. You refuse to use Kevontae Turpin in the correct way, but he's a free agent too. He's one too. You damn right he sabotaged Mike McCarthy last season. You damn right. He's sabotaging the team right now. And there's a lot of speculation that maybe he's doing this so they can get Arch Manning, because that could be, by the time Arch gets out, that could be at, he'll be at the end of his playing career. But if that keep getting hurt, his playing career going to end real soon anyway. And you just wasted $60 million a year. Poor management. Coaching. This is a horrible hire. Pete Carroll, Pete Carroll's a disciplinarian. He let people kind of run wild a little bit. He let his star players run wild a little bit, but he'll get rid of your ass. But the thing about Pete Carroll wasn't going to come in here and just bow down to Jerry. That wasn't going to happen. It wasn't. Ben Johnson want to win. He's not trying to come here and lose. He feel like in Chicago, he can build things from the ground up. You can build it from the ground up. It ain't that great, no way. My dude. So, man, you just made me smile. I ain't smiled in 2 days. You just made me smile. It's good to see you, boy. Good to see you. You have bingo. Bingo, bingo, bingo. That is it. That is all he wants. As long as you buying up tickets, as long as you run around in Cowboy merchandise, as long as you going in the game and paying for $28 beers, I'm good. I'm good. Bingo. Bingo. Been a Cowboy fan since 71. You're gonna have to get out of the way. You can get some players through the draft. That's the only way, because he doesn't attack free agency. You're gonna have to draft. You have to bat 1,000 in the draft. If you miss any draft class, your team is going to suffer from it. And the Cowboys have. They missed on the draft class 2 years ago. The one successful person in the draft class is Tyler Smith. That's it. Your second round pick was Luke Schoonmaker. Overshown is a fantastic football player when healthy. You hit on that one. But he's hurt every year. Every year. And this year was catastrophic. And I hope and pray that he can recover from it. I really, really do. I really do. Because it was exciting to see Overshown running around on the defensive end of the ball this season for half the season. It was exciting to watch him. You tell her I said hello too, Joker. It was exciting to watch Overshown run around and play defense and run around and play defense at a high level. He was everywhere. Micah Parsons went out with an injury, and you didn't even miss him that much because Overshown was running around showing his ass. And it was unfortunate as hell that he got hurt like that. Unfortunate. But, he may not come back from it. So that's just another area that you have to fill in the draft. But what you want, man, is you want a leader of men to come in here and guide this team in the right direction. And I just do not feel that Brian Schottenheimer is that person. I don't. There's nothing in his history that proves otherwise. Nothing. Nothing at all. This dude right here said it best. Jerry is happy with you all buying the merchandise and going to the games and campers all the way to the bank. It is hard to tell a dude that bought something for $170-something million that is now worth $12 billion. It's hard to tell him he's losing. And he's done that his way. I will not ever tell you that Jerry is not an excellent businessman. He is not an excellent owner. I will never tell you that because he is. He's probably the best one ever. However, I will tell you that he is an absolutely shitty general manager. Shitty. Terrible. The proof is in the pudding. You've had people that you've brought in here for interviews that could come in and do a really good job with this football team. There are people out there that are available right now that can come in and guide this football team to victory. There is, but you'll never hire. Listen, here's the crazy part. He's paying him $4 million more than he paid Mike McCarthy. And Mike McCarthy had it. He said, y'all want some smoke? Who? Tell me. Please. What am I telling you, kid cowboy? What smoke? What smoke are you talking about? You got some smoke relevant to this topic? Tell me, please. I'm begging. This is it's insane. So, like the title says, and I'm not surprised, man. I'm not surprised by it at all. You know what? I don't mind the Leslie Frazier being the secondary coach. I wish that Al Harris would have stayed, but I seriously don't blame him for leaving. I really don't. But Michael Spurlock as the wide receiver coach, I mean, okay. Hopefully, I don't think it'll be next year. What coach has more experience? What coach is more successful? I mean, I guess I'm not making the point clear enough. You tell me what coach is more successful than that. I'll wait. Just tell me what coach is more successful than that. What is successful about that? I'm going to leave it up there, kid cowboy, so you can read it. You tell me. Al Harris got DB smoked for 4 years straight. Al Harris had the most turnovers in the NFL for 3 years straight. So next topic. Ryan Day, what? I tell you what. I'll tell you this. As much as Ryan Day will get some he'll get some credit for winning the national championship. He'll get that. I tell you this much. That dude got one more year to lose to Michigan, and watch what happened to his ass. One more year to lose to Michigan, and he gonna have to find himself another job. You can win all the other games that you want to, but if you don't beat Michigan, your ass gotta go. One more year. He better beat Michigan next year. He better beat them. 52-0. 52-0. They done lost to Michigan 3 years in a row. Try 0-3. Yes, really. Has Ryan Day, what's his record against Michigan? I don't know what this 52-0 means. I don't know what that means, but what's his record against Michigan? Put that on the screen. One more time to lose to Michigan and watch what happened to him. Back to the subject at hand. This is a predictable hire. But there is no besides them in that rivalry, man. There's no besides them. There isn't one. You beat Michigan. That's what you do. I promise you that he's gone into some meetings with some Booster Club members right after the national championship game. Congratulations. Beat Michigan. That's what you do. You beat Michigan. You can't beat them at home. You can't beat them away. You can't beat Michigan. If you can't beat the rival, what good are you to me? We're talking about the Cowboys, not the Ohio State. Beat Michigan. There you go. That's my answer. And then just to, I guess, to throw insult to injury, but I don't know, man. I really don't feel that bad about it. Talking about Eberflus being the next defensive coordinator, not hired yet. I would want the continuity with Mike Zimmer. I would, because towards the end of the season, the defense played a lot better. It did. It played a lot better. Once they got Micah Parsons back, they played a lot better. And there needs to be some sort of continuity. There has to be, right? But I will say this. When Eberflus was in the organization as the linebackers coach, the linebackers were pretty successful. He was a fiery guy when he was here. I don't really know what happened when he went to Chicago. Maybe he felt defeated. Maybe they didn't give him an opportunity to do the things that he wanted to do. He always had a pretty bad roster. Their defense was always decent. You know what I'm saying? And this year, Caleb Williams was supposed to come in and save the day. But, TCU did beat Michigan, but Ohio State can't. Said dabbing. TCU did beat Michigan. You are absolutely right. But Ohio State just can't seem to do it. Maybe Eberflus needs a second chance. I'm okay with that. But I would have been better if Robert Saleh would have been the defensive coordinator. And you could have paid to get him. There's no salary cap in paying coaches. There isn't. It doesn't go against your cap. That's just your owner giving somebody some money to come in here and run the organization. But why am I going to pay somebody a whole lot of money to run the organization knowing full well that I'm going to run it? I'm going to run the football activities. I'm going to undermine the coach at every opportunity I get. I'm going to land my helicopter on the practice field in the middle of practice. Don't give a damn. I'm going to land it. Because I'm Jerry motherfucking Jones. And I do what I want to do. And I'm winning because y'all are buying my merchandise and paying for the tickets. Right? Y'all are doing everything. Prime beat Sonny Dykes. He did. Now, maybe Jason Witten is the coach in waiting. Maybe. I always said that he would never come this season because he would always coach his kids through high school. His last son in high school is a senior. He'll be a senior this year. And maybe Jason Witten comes on the staff next year as a coach, right? And he'll end up taking over the organization. Jerry must have heard whatever you said, Mr. Jones, for 3 straight hours. And then Jerry said he's really impressed with me. Jeff. Bro, I called it last episode, man. I called it. I knew it was going to happen. I knew it. And the thing about it is, man, is that I was on my other podcast last night. I was on my group podcast. And Jeff was the one that told me because I wasn't paying attention because we were talking basketball and stuff. And Jeff told me, and I looked at my phone and I was like, no way. No way. And it's like, bro, you don't want to win. You just want control. That's what it is. And it's painful to watch. It is. It's painful to watch. Jimmy Johnson, 10 years. And Jimmy said, no, thank you. I mean, the thing about it is, though, David, is that he offered him under the premise that he would do the general managership, And Jerry wasn't having that. I mean, Jimmy wasn't having that. Jimmy knew that Jerry didn't know what the hell he was doing. That team was ultra successful when Jerry just stayed out the way. But you could tell back then that Jerry wanted to be in the limelight because he would always come down to the sideline. Or he would always, when Jimmy would be doing interviews and stuff, Jerry would pop his ass right up there on the stage with him. Jerry always wanted to be the center of attention. And being the general manager and controlling the nuances of football organizations gave him the opportunity to be in the limelight. But Jimmy didn't want no part of that because Jimmy knew he didn't know what the hell he was doing. So Jimmy left. And the best thing that Jerry Jones ever did for the Dallas Cowboy organization is hire Jimmy Johnson. And the worst thing that he ever did for the organization is fire Jimmy Johnson. or let him walk out the door, however you want to look at it. That was the worst thing he ever did. I hope they're successful in 2025. I love the Horned Frogs. I love them. BYU did smoke Prime. You absolutely right. Smoked the hell out of him. There was no cap back when. Back then, hell no. You could pay whatever you wanted to. But let me ask you this. Let me ask you a better question. Do you think Jerry would pay right now? If you could pay players whatever you wanted to pay him, do you think Jerry would pay him? And an even better question is, do you think he would bring somebody here to guide him to victory? Because you can have a team full of all-stars and suck. You can, if they not guided in the right direction. Nick Saban said it best. Good players can't overcome bad coaching. They can't. They cannot do it. Witten needs to be a coach college team. You're right. You're absolutely right. He does. But what is Jason Witten to Jerry? He's a player that spent his entire career in the organization. He knows how the ins and outs works. He knows he's not going to air out Jerry and Stephen's dirty laundry, right? Somebody said in something in one of these Cowboy blogs that Stephen was mad as hell because it got out in the public that he didn't like Deion. Shit, we knew he didn't like Deion back when Deion was a player. He didn't want Deion to come in. You're not outshining the Jones family. You are not coming to AT&T and outshining the Jones family. Not as a Dallas Cowboy. You might do that shit as the other team, but you're not going to do it as a Dallas Cowboy. That's not happening. They're not going to allow that to happen. That's why they wanted Brian Schottenheimer, because they know Brian Schottenheimer going to do what the hell they tell him to do. That's exactly what he's going to do. That's the reason. That is the premises behind this hiring. All these other dudes, man, they're going to come in here and they're going to want shit. And Jerry has told y'all time and time and time again, he don't want to come to no stressful workplace. And a stressful workplace is a head coach telling him you doing this shit wrong and you need to do it. Jerry won't yes men around, because yes men around make him happy. Oh, Jerry, you're great. Oh, Jerry, you're this. Oh, Jerry, you're that. That's what makes him happy. So that's what he's going to surround his organization with. He might be worse. You're absolutely right. He might be worse. He might be. And that's scary. Hope and some dude on the TV selling us a dream, talking about we gonna be better than we were last year. Bullshit. It's just like that little kid on the bullshit. Bullshit is just like him. No, you're not. You're not gonna be better. The Jones have puppets. They yes. Everybody in that building, in that organization that Jerry has to come across every single day is a puppet. And I hate to say it, because I feel like if you go work in that organization and you say one thing to undermine the owner, your ass got to go. You ask too many questions in a meeting, you got to go. You asking too many questions, you stress me out. You got to go. You got to go. It is what it is. Prime is something. But one thing you can say, he is successful. He's won everywhere he went. I'll be Spit Podcast. I kind of like that. Not gonna lie to you. I kind of like that. Eberflus, it hurt my heart, because I mean, just his coaching career ain't that great either. Head coach 3-14, 7-10, 4-8 before he got fired. Eberflus's coaching career don't have that many bright stars in it either. But one thing he was successful in, he was a successful linebacker coach here for the Dallas Cowboys. That's what he was. He wasn't terrible. That's what Prime does at his post game. I don't think he's horrible at all. One thing he can do is lead men. He can do that. I don't know. I mean, if you take a 1-11 team and turn them into a 10-4 team, I would say if you ask Colorado, they say that shit is pretty fucking successful to me. Just saying. Gotta try again. I don't think Eberflus would be that bad of a hire. I don't think it would be as bad as you think. Because one thing that he will be, I think that he'll have just a rejuvenation. And I think that he'll be happy to be somewhere. He'll be happy to be the defensive coordinator, but they have to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? 13-12 in 2 years. You're absolutely right. And they lost one less game than that in one season before he got there. One. It takes a growing year. I'm pretty sure that Jimmy Johnson, his first year as the Dallas Cowboy coach, went 1-14. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. That's what happened. And they turned out to be pretty freaking successful. You got to give it time to grow. You got to. Just is what it is. 1-15. Absolutely. That's how they started. And they grew it. And they grew it to be 3-time Super Bowl champions. But it took time. It took time. But the team was always pointed in the right direction. Because sometimes as a head coach, you got to come in and get rid of bullshit. And to me, as a coach, right? As a coach, if everybody likes you in the locker room, I think that is a substitute for not really wanting to be a disciplinarian. So you'll just get everybody to like you so they'll do what you tell them to do. Yeah. Everybody don't like Deion. Everybody definitely did not like Bill Belichick. Everybody definitely don't like Nick Saban. They don't. Everybody definitely don't like Andy Reid. They don't. They don't. Because Prime clearly told you that he's staying in Colorado. He told you that. He told you he's not going nowhere. That's why there's no teams interviewing. The man say he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. Jerry interviewed Deion Sanders because Deion used to be a Cowboy and it would put headlines on sports pages. That's why. Yeah. We wanted Jimmy out of there. That first year, we wanted Jimmy gone. Get him the hell up out of here. This ain't Miami no more. But that second year, you started to see progress. And by that third year, they were rolling. They were a machine. Obviously, he wouldn't jump. And I tell you why he wouldn't jump, Kid Cowboy. I tell you exactly why he wouldn't jump. He wouldn't jump because, first of all, he's not going to let Jerry Jones put his thumb on him. You talking about two control freaks in the room at the same time. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You come and try to land your helicopter in the middle of practice at Deion's practice, and he might try to jump in the helicopter and fly the hell up out of there himself. It's not going to happen. So you can't have two people in the organization like that because they ain't going to do nothing but butt heads. And Jerry already told you, he's told you this time and time again, he likes a happy workplace. Jerry has become very, very good in the interview process and interviewing you and checking your personality to see if you're going to be a problem. Deion would absolutely be a problem. And his son don't like him either. Strike two. You're out. You never be the head coach. Winning cures all. So we're about to be sick. It's not going to be pretty, man. It's not going to be pretty. I just want to wish them Cowboys good luck. It's going to take that time. He won't make a great coming year, but let's see what will happen. There's nothing that says that in years to come that it'll be any better. And even if it does become better, Brian Schottenheimer is going to have the opportunity to do things his way. He's going to have the opportunity to build a coaching staff however he wants to build it. He's going to have the opportunity to run the team however he wants to run it. And he's going to have the opportunity to have the GM's ear to get him the players that he wants inside the organization. Strike three. You won't get any of those with the Cowboys. He didn't interview with the Cowboys. Not officially. He just got a phone call from Jerry. That's it. That's it. And Shiloh said 2 days ago, my daddy ain't going to the Cowboys. My daddy's staying in Colorado. He's not going to the Cowboys. He been the ringmaster for 30 years, Jeff. He has. Ron Riverboat Rivera. No. He didn't build Washington. He didn't build Washington. They weren't very good when he was there. They're a lot better in 1 year under Dan Quinn than they were ever with Ron Rivera. NFC Championship game. First time in 34 years. What did he build? Tell me what he built. Did he build a team that would make it to an NFC Championship game? Did he? Without a quarterback, did they go to the NFC Championship game? Without a quarterback, did they go to the NFC Championship game? No, they didn't. He didn't build them. Magic Johnson told you 2 episodes ago how they built the Washington Commanders, Redskins football team, whatever the hell you want to call them. He told you how. They got Dan Snyder the hell out of town. They brought in a real general manager, and the ownership group stepped back and let the general manager do football things. He hired a head coach that he knew would be successful. That head coach had the opportunity to hire a coaching staff, right? And they put a football team on the field that could win. And they might beat the Eagles on tomorrow. They might beat them. He was a quarterback short. No, he wasn't. He had that quarterback in Carolina and couldn't do it. The rest of the players are wrong. No, they're not. If y'all want to find a run game, call you. You ain't lying. You know what, though? I will tell you this, though. Man down, I will say this. With Brian Schottenheimer, his ability to run, his not ability, his, what's a good word for it? His tendency to run the football, Ashton Genty would be the perfect choice. And I wouldn't be mad at that. Never. Not with Washington, he didn't. Yes, they did. They did one time. They played Tampa Bay in the wild card round. And Sam Howell actually had a really good game, but they didn't win. Who do I have in the Super Bowl? That's a great question. That is an excellent question. That's another thing that really pisses me off is that the NFC East is the NFC East championship game. That's what it is. This is the NFC East championship game, and the Cowboys aren't in it. Surprise, surprise. Not really. I read a report today where Jalen Hurts is going to play in a big ass knee brace, so that kind of takes that read option away. I think that Philly's defense is really, really good. And I think that Washington can't stop Saquon Barkley. So I say Philly, and I will never bet against Patrick Mahomes. You know, Josh Allen has this opportunity to get that demon off his back that's known as the Kansas City Chiefs. He has that opportunity this time. And he's played very well this season. The whole turnover thing, he's gotten rid of that. You know, and it's because they run the ball now. They run the ball a lot, and it takes pressure off of Josh Allen. He doesn't have to be a superhero, but I have a feeling in this game that if they get down by 10 points, he's going to try to become that superhero, and that old Josh Allen is going to pop out, kind of like Jared Goff did against Washington. Kansas City and unfortunately the Philadelphia Eagles will be in the Super Bowl. Unfortunately. I wouldn't even mind if Washington won. I wouldn't even mind it. I would not at all. But Philly, I can't even bring my mouth to cheer for Philly. I can't do it. Never can. Ron Rivera would be a good defensive coordinator. I don't disagree with that. And I don't disagree with it because he is a disciplinarian. He don't play no games. He don't. He don't play no games. And he either you perform or you go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times with the Cowboys, they need that because, Mozzie Smith been bullshitting for 2 years and he still gets playing time. And I don't understand it. I do understand it because he's a first round draft pick and you have to give him an opportunity. But this is the 3rd year. 3 strikes you out. He better come with it. Yes, they are what, Kid Cowboy? See, I got a real question for everybody in the chat. Because the Angel and Lil misdirected, are we mad at the coach that we got or are we mad at the hiring process? I'm mad at the owner. That's who I'm mad at. I'm not mad at the coach. I'm not mad at the coach at all. The coach is, I said that before, the coach is living out his dream. He got an opportunity. He jumped on that shit. I'll never be mad at a man for doing that, ever, right? I'm mad at the person that gave him the opportunity. I'm mad at the man that's the only common denominator in 30 years of failure. That's who I'm mad at. It's not Brian Schottenheimer. I'm not mad at Brian Schottenheimer at all. Do your thing. You understand what I'm saying? But the owner, 30 years of failure, and the best you can come up with is a dude that has a resume like this. That's what I'm mad at. That's the best you could do. You mean to tell me that the Dallas Cowboys haven't won in 30-something years, the entire NFC East, 2 teams in the NFC East is representing the entire conference in a championship game, and your ass haven't been in it? That's what I'm mad at. And you've done nothing to do otherwise. You've done nothing to set yourself up for success. You measure success by money, not by championships. The fans, we don't get none of that damn money. We spend it. That's what we do. We spend it on him. We put money in his pocket. And he play us like fools every fucking year. That's what I'm mad about. He was not stuck with Sam Howell. He chose Sam Howell. That's what he did. He chose Sam Howell. And that's fine. Sam Howell wasn't playing terrible at all. What hiring process? Jerry ran the coach search by himself. Literally ran it by himself. There was no process. He ran and he said it. He said it himself. This is a single man operation. I am hiring the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. The only thing that his son said was, I don't want Deion. That's it. That's all he said. Ron, hey, listen, Ron was that guy in the locker room. Cam did. Let me say C3 cooking. I told you, man, I'm hot. I got my damn bottle right here. I'm going tonight. This is crazy to me. 30 years of failure, man. 30 years. And the best you can do is Brian Schottenheimer. Brian Schottenheimer. Matter of fact, right? There's a podcast with a guy that used to be a quarterback. He used to be a wide receiver for the Cowboys. Jesse Holley. He does a podcast along with some other cats. And, they had an interesting take, a very interesting take on the hire. And, I wasn't upset. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't upset because like I said, I expected it, right? But, this is what they had to say. Check it out.
They are cooked. And that's not Brian Schottenheimer's fault. Sweet man. Wish the best for him. Jerry Jones doesn't know how to run a football team, and he runs a football team. So it's not Schotty's fault. It's Jerry's fault. It's all Jerry's fault. It'll always be Jerry's fault. And you're cooked no matter who they hire because it's all Jerry's fault.
Cooked, barbecued, fricasseed, smoked, pellet grill, deep fried, baked, burnt, however you want to call it, air fried, in the oven, skillet. They are hooked because this is it's a puppet move. It's a pushover move. No disrespect to Brian Schottenheimer, but this is a guy that no one else wanted. And this is a guy who has no skins on the wall of success. So The Cowboys are just, they're cooked, man. Just pull up a chair, put your napkin up, and get ready for the trash they're about to serve.
The Cowboys.
Cooked. It is what it is, man. This is what happened. Listen, I'm letting it go. Drown my sorrows, whatever you want to call it. Ron could have gotten CJ who? CJ Stroud? I'm a 105.3 The fan as well. I love them, Kid Cowboy. They talk some real shit on there. Wow. Okay. Joker, you crazy. You are crazy as hell. It's a hire where you thought that Mike McCarthy was going to bow down to you and come in here for, minimal money and do what you told him to do. He said no. Shout out to Mike McCarthy for saying no, right? You interviewed these other cats. They told you, I'm not dealing with this. Your last resort was probably Kellen Moore because he knows how the organization runs and he didn't want to be a part of it anymore. So in order for you to keep your skeletons in the closet and nobody's going to call you out, nobody's going to say, you don't know what the hell you're doing, you hire in-house. And the next hire that you make, I almost can guarantee you it will be from out the house, but he's a high school coach that lived in the house for 15 years as an NFL football player. So he knows how the house works too. That's what it is. He said, who the hell wants Ron Rivera? Nobody. What am I drinking? So tonight I am drinking Iron Root Republic. It is a Texas bourbon company right up the road in Denison, Texas. It is called Sleight of Hand. It's a mixture of their Harbinger bourbon and some more bourbons that they have. It's 92 proof. It's kind of got a chocolate graham cracker type thing going on with it. You know what I'm saying? It's good. It's really good, man. It's super smooth. You know what I'm saying? And it's inexpensive. I think I paid like $50 for this bottle. It's good stuff. Might as well. Shit, might as well. As long as they can do them what they do. Ron Rivera's head coach. Hey, for real. So Grayson County. So have you ever had Grayson's bourbon? The distillery is literally right next door to Iron Root. It's right next door. And they even share bottles. Their bottles look exactly the same, shaped the same. It's the same bottles. But Grayson's is good too. Like they make good bourbon in good old Grayson County, Denison, Texas. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. I will tell you this, Kid Cowboy. One thing that you have correct is Ron Rivera is a disciplinarian. I think that the Cowboys need that. He sounded a little drunk. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Mill, you already know that I got 70-something bottles of bourbon. I know about this shit. Sound a little drunk. I'm not as bad as you were last night. Not at all. Look good. Tried it from the place recommended. Oh my God. Joker. Your ass ain't drank no damn bourbon. Shut up. My mother's from Sherman. So check it out. My dad born and raised in Sherman, Texas, man. That's where he's from. God rest his soul. Old man was from Sherman, Texas, man. He was. He sure was. Well, what's next? I don't know. I guess we just have to sit back and watch. Press conference on Monday to officially introduce him as the head coach. And true. Larry, I don't even drink that much, man. I just like how they look in my living room and right over here in the little man cave area. I put my bottles over here that people aren't allowed to drink. And I got a pretty nice collection, man. One day on this podcast, I'm gonna walk around here and show everybody what I got. I like it, man. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Ron gone. Next year, Washington NFC Championship game. True. After the Laker game is over, I'm gonna watch the real sport WWE. No doubt. No doubt. Funky Town myself. Hey, you from Funky Town? You all right with me if you from Funky Town, baby. I'm a Funky Town fan. Have no problem with good old Fort Worth, Texas. No problem at all. Me, I'm about 5 minutes from the Star in Frisco. About 5 minutes away. Mama says you better not show. For real. For real. I can't do it now. I know she gonna make sure I clean it. Hey, me. Okay, so we got a couple of Fort Worth cats in here. Hey, I ain't mad at that. Not mad at that at all. So what's next with these Cowboys? You still got some free agency things that you have to take care of. You got a lot of players in free agency. A lot. You got to shore that up first. First thing you got to do is build a coaching staff, though. You got to build one. Then you got to shore this thing up in free agency with your own free agents. Well, whoever you're going to keep, whoever you're going to let ride. And then hopefully, you know what I'm saying? You hit free agency this year and you fill in some holes. I hope so. Because with all the free agents that you have, you should have some salary cap space. You should. Dak will restructure. CeeDee Lamb will restructure. You'll lose Zach Martin's contract. Probably will lose DeMarcus Lawrence's contract. Depends on how you want to look at that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have some room to maneuver, right? You'll have some opportunities to maneuver because in a few episodes, in a couple episodes from now, I'm going to put out a list of all the free agents. I'll put them out by position and how they can help you, right? And then you focus on the draft, and you draft some players that can fill holes that you didn't fill in free agency. The thing about it is, though, that you can't have so many players that you have to fill holes with that you didn't do in free agency, and you have to hit perfect in the draft in order to do that. You can't do that, not this year. That entire philosophy has proven to not work. You have to hit free agency. You don't have a choice. You got a rookie head coach with no head coaching experience. He hasn't been that successful even as a coordinator. You're going to have to put a badass team on the football field. You have to in order for this team to even be remotely successful. And you got to protect your damn $60 million investment. And you got to help your $32 million investment out. You have to get another receiver. And you got to run the damn ball. You have to. And with this team, you're going to have to play good defense. Have to. Best player on your team right now is the kicker. You ain't got to worry about special teams. That motherfucker is good. Dan Quinn and Kellen Moore playing tomorrow. Ain't that something? Leave Dallas and look what happens. Go straight to an NFC Championship game. Ain't that crazy? Come back to your team's division and go to the NFC Championship game too, in Kellen Moore's case. That's what you do. So that's why you North Crowley. Yeah, I get it now, Jeff. I get it now. That North Crowley was magical this year, boy. Hey, NFC East is the NFC beast this year. Proof is in the pudding. But it didn't include the Dallas Cowboys, and that sucks. That sucks. So, we'll go live probably on Tuesday. Depends on how early this press conference is with Brian Schottenheimer. If it's early enough on Monday, I'll go live afterwards and we'll kind of dissect that and just see what direction that the team is going to head. I think that'll give you an indication of what they're going to do. Hopefully Jerry gives him an opportunity. Hopefully he's the one that's selecting this coaching staff. At least give him an opportunity to do that. At least give him the opportunity to do that. But if you play this one like you've played all the rest of them and you choose the coaching staff for him, man, you're setting him up for failure. You're setting him up for failure. He could be, and that is yet to be seen, right? He could be in over his head anyway. At least you can surround him with good people. And that's why I don't think the Eberflus hiring is that terrible, Because at least the dude got some head coaching experience and he can kind of guide him in the right way. Hey, I did this and I failed miserably at it. Don't do that. At least do this, right? Try something else, right? Hopefully. So Mama Cafe. So, hopefully Jerry gives him that opportunity. I highly doubt it, but hopefully he does. And no matter what, man, I talk shit about it, but I am a Cowboy fan through and through. And I will support him to the day that I die. But even though I love somebody, don't mean that I won't tell them that they fucking up. And you just been repeated. I mean, you've just been repeatedly shitting the bed for 30 years. And that's crazy. Where's this great catfish at? Is that in Mama's Cafe? But it is. He said, I work near there. Okay. Yeah, but see, I didn't see it. The Cowboy spit make friends and everything, man. You put people together. You know what I'm saying? Same time. I love it. All right. So, once again, Brian Schottenheimer is the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, man. In this, that's a crazy thing. Shout out to Jerry Jones, man. Shout out to Jerry. One thing that I will always say is that if you want an example of how to push fans away, the one thing that Jerry is afraid of, and I think that might be one of his biggest fears, is becoming irrelevant, right? And you can tell by the attention that he wants that he doesn't want to be irrelevant. If fans stop showing up to these games and stop buying their merchandise, I think that's the only thing that'll change things around. I do. But there's a lot of people that love the Cowboys, and they're going to support them no matter what. So they're going to buy the merchandise. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to go to the games. And there's a whole lot of people that can't even afford to go to the Cowboy games. You know what I'm saying? And, that's crazy. Make the fans happy. You know what I'm saying? Make them happy. And the easiest way to make them happy is winning. And I think Larry said it, probably a couple minutes ago. Winning cures everything. And this hiring is definitely that right there. Right there. Welcome to irrelevancy. At least that's what it looks like. But anyway, y'all. Okay. We'll be on next week. Hopefully we get this interview from Schottenheimer and we kind of see what the direction of this team is going. And we're going to keep pressing. We got free agency news to talk about. We got some things we got to clean up in free agency. You got a whole lot of people. You're going to have an opportunity to clear up a whole lot of money, and you can sign some things that can help this team in free agency, not free agency. Well, you're probably going to sign some of your own players, but, you have an opportunity to go outside of the team and get some players in here that can make a difference, And, with a hiring like this, you have to really ask the question, right? Does this kind of make players not want to come here? Like, y'all's coaching staff ain't even in order. Hell, y'all owner ain't even in order. He keep up too much drama for me. I ain't coming there. Who knows? We've been getting the wool pulled over our eyes for 3 decades, Jeff. 3 decades. And Precisely, Larry. Hopefully somebody. Hopefully. Will I trade Micah Parsons? No. I wouldn't. I would he's one of the most dominant players in the NFL. He is. Never really had an injury problem to this year, and it was just a high ankle sprain, and they made him miss a couple of weeks. But he's not injury prone. He could go somewhere. If he did, and a lot of people have said, because he's up from by the Pennsylvania area, that he would go. If he went to Philly, man, he would just put their defense in another stratosphere. You know what I'm saying? And do you really want to play? Do you really want to play Micah Parsons twice a season? Do you really even want to play him once every couple of, you don't want to do that. He's a good foundational piece. You know what I'm saying? But you have to use him right. He said, I'm not falling for no banana in the tailpipes. 10 sacks in 17 games. And here's another thing, right? Here's another thing, Kid Cowboy. Most of his sacks come against the NFC East. You know what? I'll give you that. I'll give you that, man, down. If somebody wants to be crazy and give me one of those type of packages, yeah, if you're going to help me fill a bunch of holes on this football team, absolutely, right? But I don't think that people would do that. I just don't. I think Jerry would overpay him before teams would do that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like. I'm pretty sure he is pissed about the coaching hire. I'm pretty sure that he is, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be extra vocal about being pissed about it too. He's trading him to Cleveland. But what would you get in return? What would you get in return? They ain't really, I mean, they don't really have nothing that you would really want. Nothing that you need. Let's put it that way. They got a pretty decent linebacking core. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna trade that for some draft picks, I'd take that. You know, but you have to realize like the things that the Cowboys do in trades. They just traded a 4th round pick for a receiver that's never caught a touchdown in his NFL career. Dude been in the league for 3 years, never caught a touchdown in his NFL career, and you traded a 4th round pick for him. But then still you let Amari Cooper walk out of here for a 6th round pick. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what they would do. It's really not a reality anymore. Like, it has to be, like, the only thing that you could really get for Micah Parsons is probably a player and some draft picks. That's about it. His podcast does undermine the organization. Let Lawrence go and sign and trade for Myles Garrett. Okay, now we talking. I could see that happening. And Myles Garrett has said he's from Arlington. He wants to be at home. Right? But now you have to ask, does he want to be at home with a coach like Brian Schottenheimer? Huh? Yeah. They lowball the hell out of us. That's true. They would. They can get away with it. And we got salary cap issues, but now you have a golden opportunity to erase those salary cap issues because you have so many players that are entering free agency. And you can get rid of some of this dead weight. Maybe, hey, Trey Lance looked pretty good in the Washington game. I'm not going to lie to you. He didn't look bad at all. He didn't look bad at all. Know what, Chad? Know what? You wouldn't trade Micah Parsons? Is that what you're saying no to? I wouldn't be a big fan of it either because I don't think I would like the return for it. I don't. He's a dominant player. He is. He's a dominant player. And Carl Lawson is a free agent too. And that was your other dominant player on the defensive line yesterday. Trey Lance 4.5 speed, and Trey Lance makes just as much money as Saquon Barkley. Let that soak in. Grit on the gridiron. I like our new head coach as a person. I do. I like him as a person. I think he's a stand-up guy. I do. I like him as a person. As a coach, what is there to like about that? What is there to like? There's not much to like about that. So, no, I'm not a big fan. Not as a head coaching hire. Not at all. I just talked with Dez Bryant about him. I would be ultra interested to hear what Dez really has to say about it. Ultra interested to hear it. Because Dez, one thing about Dez, and I love Dez while he was with the Cowboys. He was probably my favorite Cowboy because Dez called it like he saw it. He did. And he let everybody know on the sideline. He let Romo know, and he started overshadowing things on the sideline, and I promise you that's why they got rid of him. I'm interested in what Dez has to say. So if you recorded it and you have it on your podcast, I will subscribe right now and I'll go watch that for sure. For sure. Oh, okay. Okay. I definitely. What did he have to say? What did he have to say, Grit on the Gridiron? What did he have to say about it? Every team has a 10-sack player. Every team doesn't have a dominant defender, though. Oh, it's just a short. Okay, I'll find it. Is it on YouTube? Dez absolutely going to tell the truth. You know he's going to tell the truth. And I respect that about Dez. I do. I respect that about him. Still my favorite Cowboy. I'm going to check it out. For sure. I'm going to check it out. Yeah, Dez is going to be super honest about everything. And I like that. I like that a lot. All right, y'all. Been on here for an hour and 10 minutes. And I don't know, man. I just want the Cowboys to win, and I just don't think this hire sets you up for success. I just don't. I don't think that. And I hope I'm proven wrong. I hope we go back during the season, when we go back in the season, and we just say, you know what? Cowboy C3, you was wrong as hell. And I will accept that for sure. If it means us winning, I sure will. I'll accept I'm wrong. But I just don't think I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. I appreciate you, Kid Cowboy. Thank you very much, man. Thank you. Hey, everybody, if you haven't done it yet, please like and subscribe. Share this thing, man. Get me out there. Let me see what let this thing take off. Let it take off. Just catching this late. How's it going? It's going good. It's not that serious. We was just talking about old Schottenheimer hiring. You gotta watch it, man. Yeah, you gotta watch it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even think we needed it, Chad. I think we still need it. We need prayer. We need something. Prayer, Jerry, just to step down. I done seen some people say some mean things, man. I will, for sure. I'll definitely get it from him, for sure. Appreciate you. Hey, make sure you guys like and subscribe for real, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that tremendously. That's all I got for y'all tonight, man. It is. Brian Schottenheimer, next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. We'll see how it goes, man. We will see how it goes. That is exactly how it starts. That's how the road to success starts. It starts with Jerry getting off the road. That's how it starts. The problem is that he just filled up his damn car. He filled up his 82-year-old car, and he got full tank of gas, and he's still going full speed ahead. Who did I want as a coach? Anybody but Brian Schottenheimer. I would have liked, to be honest with you, I would have liked Ben Johnson strictly because it would have changed the offense and it would have put some dynamic things into the offense. I'm tired of seeing run up the middle on third down, look for CeeDee Lamb on second down, look for CeeDee Lamb on third down. If not, dump the ball off to the tight end and punt on fourth down. Or have Dan, what's his name? The kicker. Got me so flustered right now. I can't even remember his name. For him to kick a 55, 60-yard field goal. I'm tired of hearing that. I'm tired of seeing it. It's old, right? It's old. Another person that I would have liked to have been the head coach is maybe somebody like Mike Tomlin. I would have liked that. I think that would have been good for the Cowboys. A disciplinarian, a guy that's going to come in here and do football things. I would have liked that. I probably would have rather had Robert Schaller more than Brian Schottenheimer. Probably. Yeah. But more than anything, more than anybody that I named as head coach, right? More than anybody, I would want a real GM. More than anything, I would have wanted a real GM. More than any other head coach. The head coach that they really wanted went to the University of North Carolina. That's where he went. I would want to Trump. Elon Musk. Same thing, right? Elon. True. I'll give you that. And I think maybe Tomlin wants to change. Maybe he needs a change of scenery. He's been up there for too long. Way too long. And the thing about them, right? The thing about Pittsburgh is that they win enough games every year, right? To never be in the hunt for one of the top tier quarterbacks. So you always get Kenny Pickett. or you have to go get Russell Wilson or Justin Fields, right? You're never in the hunt for a big time quarterback coming out of the draft because you win too many games. All those quarterbacks are gone. Oh, Belichick would have came here and done things his way. He would have, and Jerry wasn't gonna have that shit either. He wasn't gonna have it. Just wasn't gonna happen. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go enjoy my my bottle and drown my sorrows, and then tomorrow I'm gonna have to face them again because I gotta watch the NFC East play in the NFC Championship game, and it won't include the Dallas Cowboys, and that's kind of painful. It really is. It's kind of painful. All right, y'all. Cowboy C3. I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in tonight, man. I appreciate it. Help me get this off my chest. Cowboy C3, man. I'll see y'all next week. All right, peace.